Hey there, Internet. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to be talking about Archer Season 8, Dreamland, Episode 1, No Good Deed. Stick around. It's going to be a lot of fun.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh my.
Oh my God, the music is back. It's beautiful.
Feels so good to be back.
Yes.
Guys, it has been an entire year.
So long.
I know.
It's been far too long.
Too long.
Too long since I've been hanging out with you guys. Too long since I've gotten some good Archer in me.
Yeah.
And now it's all completely different.
One
and
finger.
Phrasing.
Two.
Phrasing. Got all the references out there.
We gotta get him out fast. We gotta get him out furious. That's okay. Hey everyone, I'm Greg Goodness. You can find me on Twitter at Greg Goodness. Today we are going to be talking about Archer, but not just Archer anymore. Now it's Archer Dreamland.
Oh,
We synchronized there.
Spirit fingers came out.
Yeah.
That-
Jazz hands.
Guys, I think we may have inadvertently set a precedent here. This is
Oh.
going to be good.
Hey, I'm so excited.
Yeah, episode 1, No Good Deed. But guys, I'm not the only one who's here to break this down. There are two far more knowledgeable and talented people than myself.
Stop.
Yeah.
I'm Alexis Torres. You guys can find me all over the internet and interwebs at atorres890.
And I'm Joelle Monique. You can find me all over the internet at Joelle Monique and every week at blackgirlnerds.com.
Okay. I don't even know where to begin. I mean, literally, it's a teardown.
Let's start from the beginning.
Yeah, we have to start from the beginning. I mean, we might as well go all the way through the titles.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a brand new title. It's a brand new theme song. They are... It's not even the same font anymore.
No.
They are hitting it over the head like, guys, we know you like Archer, but we're going to be trying something different. So either get on board or, like, get out.
It's the best
I'm okay
fan
with it.
fiction to real life series
Yes,
that I've ever
correct.
seen. Like, it takes all the characters, changes nothing about them, but just drops them in a new universe. And it's so beautifully done. And so it's just thrilling. I'm so excited for this season.
It's just so good. And I'm glad that we actually tailored off of the last season.
Yes!
Because
Who saw
usually we
that
don't.
coming?
Not me.
No,
Not me.
I either. I thought that season was a one and done, wrapped up, throw in the
And
basket.
then and then Archer was just gonna just be back, and we're like, that was something different. We're back now, and everything's fine.
Yeah, no, I was way off. I thought Baby AJ did it. I
Oh,
was way off in my predictions, and now
about that.
now we've gone and dovetailed into this beautiful new season that is in many ways a continuation of what they were doing with last season. Because
Yeah.
we've seen it that last season they had this continuing story arc, right? We had this big mystery. But now we're like leaning full bore into that. We have like 3 different balls up in the air.
Yes.
And it is really cool. I don't know. I'm feeling good about it. I'm feeling very optimistic about where everything is going.
Yeah.
But you are right. There are big changes. Besides the characters being mostly the same, I do think it's a little weird that the power dynamic seems to have shifted.
I love that the power dynamic has shifted. Who hasn't want to see Cyril in a position of legitimate power before? I feel like it's going to make it so much more fun when Archer tears him down.
But I'm also scared because I'm also trying to figure out if Cyril's actually gonna be a bad guy in this one.
That would be fun.
I mean, it'd be fun. I'm just.
For years, I've asked for Cyril to have a backbone. For years.
We might get it. In
It
this
would be
season.
amazing,
And I'm
right?
down. I'm
so
totally
there.
down for that.
In an evil form, though. That's where you have
I'm
to have the
also okay with
trade-off.
this.
An evil Cyril, which I guess, like, going back through all of his antics in the past isn't that big of a stretch, right?
It's
Well,
not.
and if you look at time period wise, like that smart, wisecracking, like always right guy is much more popular in the 40s than he is in like a current time period.
Yeah.
Even though Archer's never had like a very solid time frame.
Yeah.
No.
It's interesting that they're really leaning in heavy to, okay, this is strictly 1947. Like, we're getting rid of all these references to computer, but somehow going back in time.
Right?
I don't know. It's an interesting timeline to be swimming around in, but it seems like they're pretty firmly grounded.
Well, let's kick this off right away. Do you guys feel like this is a psychological dive into Archer's psyche?
Yeah.
Because that's how I pictured it. Is like we're in his head. He's in a coma, so we're in dreamland, and I thought it was interesting that one of the very first things that is changed and shifted is the fact that Cyril has some form of power now, because it changes how I thought Archer saw Cyril this whole time. So it's kind of exciting to think that Archer is maybe a little insecure around Cyril.
Well, I mean, at one point, Cyril had Lana. Like,
that's true.
That's huge, you know, the fact that he's like, wait. You'd rather date Cyril than me? I feel like that's just like that little insecurity in the very back of his head.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? That maybe Lana, because, I mean, from the last season, it felt like they were kind of reconnecting, that maybe Cyril might end up sweeping her off her feet again.
No.
I mean, I don't want it, but you know what I mean.
Come on, Lana.
Do you think that Cyril's going to sweep her off her feet this season? Because
hope
they
so.
seem extremely not compatible.
But I feel like that's how they usually start, and then eventually we get in there, and we will probably get in there. But also,
Phrasing.
can we talk about how amazing Lana is in this? She's usually on point, but like this one is like a whole different Lana, I feel.
Yeah, this is a Lana without the kind of modern insecurities. This is a full noir woman in Lana. Like, she's powerful. She has all of the witty comebacks, and she's fast with them, and she can sing. I was like, I approve of this new Lana.
I was like, Aisha Tyler, I was already in love with you. This is just a whole different.
She's putting it over the top.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
mean, in
God.
past seasons, she's always had that sort of thing where, like, she can get ahead of Archer, but he always has the last word, and now that is just completely blown away. Like, Archer is so much lower on the food chain than
Once
her.
again, to dive into his psyche, like, he's the bumbling fool around her. Like, he straight sounded like a teenager. It was adorable.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's also the fact that, I mean, if his subconscious is actually paying attention, he did get shot and he might be dying. So I feel like your subconscious, like, it's just
good
all
call.
there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's very interesting to see. Also, can we talk about that he actually said sorry to a woman?
Oh, what? I missed it. Where?
When well, I know we're gonna get more into it when the episode goes in, but when all our beautiful Chinese ladies were in the truck and he said something extremely racist, he was like, "Oh God, I'm so sorry." And I was like, "Who is this Archer? I don't know who this
Crazy
person
new
is."
version of Archer.
I like it.
It's that subconscious. It's the guy who he wants to be or
Yeah.
knows that he should be.
Or maybe that's actually
Ooh.
how he is, but he's just behind that drunken demeanor that
He's
we
always
see
a
all
douche
the
on
time.
top.
Hey, man.
We sort of saw in the last season Archer getting taken down a peg. And again, this feels like a real continuation of that. Because not only is Lana on top, he's below Cyril. Like, yeah, he's getting in good cracks edgewise, but like status-wise, he's totally lower. His mom is totally an overwhelming presence in his life.
amazing.
Like, it's kind of interesting to see how Archer is going to dig himself out of this, and if he is
Yes.
going to have any sort of a rise, maybe.
I'm really hoping we get a steady climb back to the Archer we know, so until he climbs out of his coma. But I think the journey is going to be a lot of fun, especially with Mother, who, who the fact that their first conversation is so confusing and so they're just not connecting with each other at all, and the fact that she knows every little thing he's done before she gets to report to him, I think that's going to become a much larger, much more aggressive force in his life as this season continues.
I also just like that all the females. I mean, we haven't gotten to Carol's.
Cheryl,
Yeah, I
what is
can't
her
keep.
name?
I still-
Charlotte.
Is
Yeah.
it Charlotte in this one?
Charlotte
Dear
in this
God,
season.
Charlotte.
don't ruin this name. I want to name my daughter this name. Please don't ruin it. Archer writers, for the love of Pete's sake, please. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but they didn't curse until halfway through the episode.
Oh, I did not notice.
Yeah, like they kept stopping. They went son of a and you
There's
whatever.
a lot of goddammits too, like a lot
Yeah.
of 40s where
Yeah,
I'd be
which-
like, oh, geez.
Which you and I talked about when we watched it was the fact that I love that usually when it comes to Archer, we don't really know what time frame they are, but they're really sticking with the vernacular of the 1940s, which
Yes.
is great. So I thought it was very interesting. I was like, are they going to keep that up? And then they said shit. And I was like, never mind.
Well, they're more restrained in it, it looks
Yeah,
like. So
yeah.
they're at least like trying to adhere to what was considered decorum at the time. You had also mentioned that it's a very different, well, maybe not very different, but there's certainly a difference in the visual style to
Yeah.
this go around. I mean, it is a noir, so it's a lot more shadowy, a lot more dark. I mean, it still
Lots of
looks
lines.
yeah, heavy lines.
Yeah.
Like Archer's eyes just alone. in
I was
that
gonna say, I
first-
was like you're putting on that eyeliner a little too dark, Archer. Oh wait, no, that's just your yeah. And I feel like they have a little bit more 3D in this, or am I just crazy?
No, I think I noticed that too, because I kind of expected like, oh well, maybe if they're going with this noir like older angle, they're gonna kind of scale back on some of the you know special effects. And no, I mean the animation team is continuing to push what they're doing. That Pam falling through the truck scene looked
Yep,
great.
so good.
So good.
Yeah, and all the flashbacks, which that was intense.
That was
was so
intense.
cool.
So I wanted to talk about that because this is a whole like because the fact that we're seeing a whole different Archer, the fact that we're dealing with Archer with PTSD in in what would you say, World War II?
Yeah, it looks like it's the end.
That's intense. So I'm very intrigued to see how far it's gonna go. I mean, clearly we saw he pretty much almost killed that person, even though Pam did it for him. So whatever. But I'm just really intrigued how that's going to affect him as we get closer or further into the season.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. We touched upon a couple of things. One, the fact that he was shot by a woman is really interesting to me, and how that might affect the women in his dream and how that plays out. And second, the fact that his mission is to figure out who killed Woodhouse.
Woodhouse.
I know. Well, what a great way to commemorate the voice actor who did pass before the end of last season. I thought it was really nice that they kind of put his character to rest. Everyone, I think, has been looking for Woodhouse and kind of worried about Woodhouse in the universe. Like, what's his eventual thing? And, well, Woodhouse was a junkie, and he did die. But I like that Archer trying to solve his murder. I kind of wonder if, I don't get too far into predictions, but I kind of wonder if Archer will be responsible indirectly for Woodhouse's death.
And then that will drive him over the edge. Yeah, because it was very interesting because Lana, when back in reality, was like, I'm really glad that he didn't know that Woodhouse died. And I was like, that kind of sucks, but at the same time, I get it, because the fact that even though he was absolutely terrible to Woodhouse was a father figure to him.
I mean, he was his dad. Like, straight up, growing up. He was the one who raised him and just had no control.
Woodhouse was like mom and dad, definitely.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, the one responsible person in his life that was looking after
responsible.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he was responsible with Archer and everybody to a point, but with his own self, not so much.
Listen, guys, we're all allowed to have one vice, okay? Maybe have a cocktail after work, a couple cigarettes. Woodhouse just happened to do a little bit of heroin.
A little bit of heroin.
Okay, a lot of heroin.
But I do think that the funeral was a really nice touch, and everything, and then the fact that everybody was there and they all actually looked sad, even though a lot of people were kind of like, we don't really care for. I mean, not saying that they didn't care for Woodhouse, but there was a lot of scenes of most of the people that were there that didn't have to deal with Woodhouse.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. So it was nice that they were there.
Yeah, and I think it does kind of lend itself to what it seems to be going for the entire season, which is a way darker tone.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I was expecting, like, oh, we're going to get into some Archer hijinks, and then it's like, first thing we see, it's like, Woodhouse is dead. Archer's in a coma.
See, I was really confused because I definitely thought that was Archer's funeral, which I feel like that's obviously what the writers wanted you to do. So when they showed the gravestone, I had to, like, do a double take, and I was like, wait, what? Oh God, no! Oh God, yeah, that's right. I forgot he died.
That's even worse. In some
I was
ways,
like, and here come the tears. So, but it was just really nice to see that, and the fact that also, speaking of baby AJ,
baby AJ is there.
Is so
He's
cute
alive.
and older. Yeah, because we were all like, where the hell is this baby?
Who's
taking care of the
baby AJ?
I mean, clearly, it was supposed to be Woodhouse. So I don't know. But it was really nice to see that. And also, did you see her hair? It was adorable.
It was amazing. I love AJ. I like that we get a clear timeline.
Yeah, 3 months.
From last episode to this one. I also like, in continuing with the idea that there's like a heavy 40s theme, and they go dark, but they keep it Archer. Like when he's drunk and talking to the dog, it got a very
God, that was amazing.
Tintin adventure feel.
Oh,
but yet,
that's a solid
that was the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, and yet it's still so linked to Archer. Last season, he's roaming around in a desert with Lana and a dog in a car. So it's still very Archer, and they found a way to merge all of these worlds together, and I think it's working really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a couple of callbacks in there.
Oh my God.
Weirdly, I guess it's not a callback if it takes place in a future. Back to the Future.
Yeah.
That's a good title, right?
Yeah.
I was taking that? Okay, good.
Yeah, I think we're
Completely
good.
reasonable.
But yeah, like the ocelot thing.
Right,
Like
that's-
I love it because I shared out on Twitter and I tagged everybody from the panel, especially Zach. We miss you, Zach. But the fact that they did an interview and they actually went through like their kind of like spy cards or whatever, and they're like, "What's your spirit animal?" And obviously Benjamin picked ocelot. So it was really nice that they brought that back. That was really cool.
That was definitely sweet to see.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. There's just so much stuff going on in this episode. It's hard to like break it down. I'm sure we're going to be talking all season about these crazy changes.
Hell
and
yeah.
like, I don't know. It was good to see Pam Poovey back in action.
Yes.
Pam Poovey!
I want to talk about Pam and her changes. We've figured out kind of over the seasons that Pam is definitely Archer's best friend.
Hell yeah.
Which is great. They have amazing sex, which I just love about
I'm never
them.
going to get over that episode. It's my favorite.
Ever.
What? Yeah. How did that? Why aren't they still having sex? Why isn't it still a thing?
I don't care.
I
It
really
is
hope they
amazing.
hook back up in this season.
Because I need it right now.
It's wonderful. But to see her be like kind of his like cool down cop buddy who also doesn't take no shit.
No,
like, when
not
she was
at all.
like, it's all my business. I was like, damn straight it is, Pam. Or they're trying to figure out if they're being racist or not.
Oh my god. So I love the fact that because it's the 40s, clearly there was a lot of just blatant racism being thrown out. I was like, maybe they're not gonna. Oh no! Oh god! Nope. They hit it. They hit it on the nose over and over until it was dead. Like it's there. So I think it's gonna be interesting because I do know some people who are kind of like, I'm really glad that Archer doesn't like tip those scales. I'm like, no, they just kind of just flip the entire
what
table.
I liked is that it wasn't acceptable in a world where it would be acceptable,
Yes,
where
correct.
you could easily just say that shit and walk away.
Yeah.
I like that they were like, no, I'm not racist.
No.
Let's get to the bottom of this. What are we talking about here?
I'm sorry, that whole entire white slavery thing made me squirm
no.
so hard. I was like, this is weird.
Make it end. It's awkward.
But I like it because the fact that Archer was extremely like disturbed at this conversation. So I thought it was great.
It's wonderful.
But I don't know how far they can go with this.
I like how Archer's also spun himself into just such a deep downward hole of mess and so fast. Like from being in the alley to pissing off the wrong guy to being in like under Mother's thumb to messing up the observation and getting involved to now being in between two gangsters who both kind of own him now if they want to, which is just awful. Like he messed it up with Lana. Like it is just he is in a whole world of mess. And then of course Carol Charlotte at the end.
God. There's too many names.
Oh God! And I love the list of names. I love that they gave her a new name. As soon as she said I'm Charlotte, I was like, yes, finally a new name. Like it was time. Did she have a different name as a country singer?
Yes, she did.
Charnel?
Charlene. I thought it was Charnel.
Charlene, yeah.
Charlene,
you're
I don't
right.
remember if anybody does it any different. It's one of those. Start with a Char and
She
end it with
released a
something.
whole album. Yeah, it was Charlene.
Yeah.
No, that's right.
I'm sorry. I still listen to Danger Zone over and over and over. That duet was fantastic.
It was
I do
wonderful.
like that we had. Oh my God, why am I forgetting our beautiful blonde trumpet player?
Oh, Ray.
Thank you.
Yeah, Gillette.
Yeah, see, that's what I was trying to say, and I was like, I don't think that's correct. But I don't know. Anyway, I love that he's part of the band, and the fact that his buddy is doing
The rim shot.
Yeah.
Oh God, that was
so good.
Stop it.
Just in the background of every scene. It's great. And I also like that I guess we're not gonna see oh my God, why am I forgetting names tonight?
Well, we have
doctor.
Krieger working in the
Krieger,
bar.
yeah. So I'm assuming we're not gonna see Kimiko.
Although,
I mean, we
would
could-
be Japanese, I guess.
That's why
but,
I'm like, I don't know how that would work.
That could be messy.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, we're already touching on race as it is,
Yeah,
so I don't know
yeah.
so far they're gonna poke that racist bear. So
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing if Krieger created a weird hologram that
Right?
suits his weirdness, but to actually bring in a live living person of that, I think would be
really awkward.
strange. And also, he's not a scientist in this.
Yeah,
He's
I love
just
that
slinging
he's-
heroin. So,
and bartending, it's fantastic. I do like the fact that he's not like a mad scientist. He's just like, I still mix stuff.
I hope
together.
that he's like a old-timey bartender who also sometimes doubles as a doctor and or dentist.
Oh my God.
At some point, I hope
And
we
that's
get
why he
that.
uses the booze. is
Yeah,
to-
exactly. Just to numb the pain. He's pulling
my God.
bullets out. I hope we get that side
that
of
would
him.
be great, and that makes a lot of sense. But I love that Krieger also wasn't as crazy. Really, he's quite calm because usually he's like running around doing Piggly, like doing crazy stuff like that. But he was just kind of like, no, I'm
You
just here to make.
bastards!
Yeah, it's like I'm just here to make money, and
my
possibly,
giant
weird
Frankenstein monster
bodyguard.
destroy you. Yeah.
yeah,
That's
what
weird.
was with that Zerk? Oh, good.
Was that his
Lord.
name?
Yeah, that's a
Jeez.
name, and
It's
it's just
cool.
nothing but bear growls.
Yeah.
from it. Just straight up bear growls.
just
Not
love
even
that-
a human.
Yeah, I love that. Who was it? Yeah, it was Gillette. It was just like, oh man, are they feeding you already? He's like, and I was like, what is happening?
Chat can correct me if I'm wrong, but I know Wyatt Cenac was a guest in this episode. I think that was who he played. I think he's just
Are
doing
you
Bear Grylls.
serious?
I think so.
Wow.
Double check my facts on that, but I know Wyatt Cenac is in this episode. So yeah, I also
my
got
God,
really
that's so
excited to
funny.
see who we might just see pop up. Like we had Barry for a bit. We had
Oh, his poor
guy they
ankles.
turned into a rabbit. I can't think of his name.
Oh, Len Drexler.
Oh, yeah.
Len, yes.
Yeah.
So obviously I'm hoping for Svetlana to come up later.
Oh my God, yes.
I don't really care what role she's in. I was
gotta
just
be
really
in
need
it.
to see her. And the movie star from last season.
You think she's gonna come back?
Well, she shot him. We're in a subconscious. It's
Okay,
the
yeah.
40s. That's the movie
Well, maybe
she
towards
was
the
in.
end.
Yeah, I kind of hope so, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't be too disappointed if we don't see her.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. But yeah, I feel that it would be nice to get our little tiny characters popping up.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
I think we're going to see a sprinkling. I mean, they did a lot of legwork introducing all of our recurring cast, like, all
Yeah.
over again. Essentially, it's like a brand new pilot. Because
It
you have
is.
to establish the new world and, like, who these people are now again. So, I don't know. It was a lot to take on, so I'm okay with the fact that it wasn't as necessarily, like, rapid fire as we've seen in previous seasons. I'm just interested to see where they go.
Yeah, the pacing's actually much different in this episode too, so I'm assuming it's going to be different for the entire season.
I think it's the perfect. It feels noir-y. It
Yeah.
feels like we're going to get a very long-form movie, which is dope. And it feels like we're going to maybe start exploring some more of Archer's alcoholism. That had like a very strong overtone in this first episode.
Yeah, I thought that was a very interesting shot that we got of the alcohol being poured into the slow-mo of the ice going in. At first I was like, did she just drug him?
Yeah,
'Cause
that's what I was
really-
saying, too.
Yeah, I was like, I can't tell if that was just to be artsy because it's a noir, or if you're like actually drugging him 10 minutes into this episode. Dear God, writers. But yeah, I thought that was. I don't know if we're gonna get more artsy shots like that.
I have to
don't know.
imagine the animation team doing a fantastic job. So,
man. I'm all about it.
see it, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm all about, guys? When people take the time
Oh.
out of their busy schedules to rate and comment on iTunes.
Oh my God, I missed these transitions.
Thank you. I know. They're so heavy-handed that it's just impossible not to fall in love.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
We do love all of your reviews, though. We like to know what's working, what isn't working, what you think. And through some crazy algorithm that I will never fully understand, it keeps the lights on in this place, so please go do that. And in addition to that, you can also just drop us a line on YouTube. All of these shows come up. Give us a thumbs up. Give us some comments. I don't have the stream directly in front of me, but guys, just a little bit of an incentive. I try to give a shout out whenever you leave comments or rate the program. So if you want to hear a shout out, I'll try to do that for you.
We
guys.
have 14 people watching.
Yeah.
Right now.
Hi,
Welcome, everybody.
what's up? I'm gonna call you guys the first 14.
Yeah, no, it's fine. We
That's
got.
very ominous.
Yeah, no, I like that. We have Renji and One Bridge 11 in here right
love
now
Renji.
talking, and they're just hanging out, talking about the
Hello,
episode.
people that are silently watching.
Yeah.
What's up, creepers? I'm kidding.
I mean,
Whoa, hey now. That's the first 14 you're talking about.
Oh God. Speaking of surprising, did anybody think that Archer was gonna pull out his gun to Charlotte when she said, "I want you to murder me"? And he was like, "All right." I was like,
I mean, with the kind of day he's been having, am I right?
his rainy day money, like. What the hell was that about? I'm so
perfect.
mad that he's like, I'm just gonna come back later, and I love it because clearly we're still in LA. So I love that he was thinking of the traffic to get to Long Beach from wherever he's at, and he's like, I gotta leave now. Maybe I'll do it
this
tomorrow
not the
after
same-
breakfast with a haircut. I don't
Yeah,
know.
we'll get to it.
Yeah.
Is this not the same mistake made last season of leaving important documents in a safe?
I think
and
so.
just kind of walking away. Yes, it is because it's the disc though.
Yes,
Last season
yes,
was what
yes,
it was,
yes.
the sex tape. So again, I'm just curious to see what parallels we're drawing from the previous
know,
season
man.
and what maybe overall lessons Archer might learn.
Yeah.
Does Archer learn?
I don't know if Archer ever learned, but
He
he's
usually
been
doesn't.
he's been knocked down so far. I mean, both literally in that he's in a coma and totally helpless, but also that now in this new dreamland he's completely underneath everybody else's thumb. So like, I don't know, when you get to your very lowest point, you tend to have to learn something.
Yeah, and the
Yes.
fact that the bar is called Dreamland, I also thought was super telling.
Cool.
Yeah. I just drunken hysterics. I want more of it.
No, it's just gonna be so good, and I'm really excited to see his climb because the fact that he's gonna come out of it, hopefully he'll learn a lesson, or he'll just go back to old Archer where he's like, man, that was better in my head. I'm gonna put me back in a coma. I don't know.
It also
So.
seems like, and this is maybe we're getting into predictions too, but
Yeah.
I feel like we've been doing so much groundwork in this episode that we are going to get those payoffs that we didn't necessarily get in the last season. Like I'll be willing to admit there were some like open-ended stuff that never quite got resolved.
Krieger's clones.
Yeah.
Are we ever gonna get the end of that?
You know what? I think we're well past that point. But maybe in Dreamland we can get some.
I don't know how that's gonna work.
I think he wakes up like if there's 2 episodes after he wakes up. If there's like another 2 episodes, we might get some clone stuff.
Yeah.
I have questions.
I have a question. Was that Aisha Tyler
singing?
Her voice?
I think so.
I think so. She has
pipes.
sung before. I just don't remember what it was for.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was for like a TV interview.
I feel like I've heard her sing on Girl on Guy too, her
Probably,
podcast.
yeah.
So I'm not sure, but it definitely sounded like her. If not, great job casting.
She sings. I know that I mean, it's not like grand singing like she did for this episode, but I know that when she was hosting Who's Line, she would have to do that singy songy thing that they would have to do. Can't remember what the hell it's called off the top of my head right now, but she would do that. So I know she can carry a tune, clearly.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I firmly believe that's her. I like to believe that it's her because then that means that there's literally nothing she cannot do.
Correct. Hence why, hey, baby girl.
She will beat you in the video games, and then she will outsex you, and it'll be amazing.
And it's fine.
It's totally cool.
I don't know. Stray observations here. I already gave you the Corinthians 15:55. That was the opening, and then the only other real reference that I caught that I had to look up anyways is let's see the actual name. I know that you looked it up
Granville
too, right?
Sharp,
Yeah.
the white abolitionist.
Oh God.
That's what he was. He's a white guy who believed that they should end slavery, and he fought for it. And then when he was done here, he packed up and went to Africa and fought for it there too.
Oh,
cool
that's great.
dude.
All right.
Granville Sharp.
All
Yeah,
right.
I did not think that was what that was. I was just like, what?
Solid history lesson. I didn't catch the name of the actual champagne, Pierre Bourvet.
I love that she said PBR,
Yeah.
and immediately I was like, did they have PBR back then?
Yeah.
They did. PBR is old. Whatever the year on it, that's what it actually won its blue ribbon. And yeah, PBR guys.
1918, I want to say.
I think
Sure,
so.
why not?
Sure.
Let's say that, and then people can get mad at me on the internet about
Sorry, we are not beer fans.
it.
Yeah,
Old
correct.
Buncombe. I feel like it has to be a callback, or just a great name for a whiskey. Hitler's the Tops.
Oh my
stuff
God,
like
that
that.
was fantastic.
That was, I think, the biggest laugh for me. Always a fan of whenever Archer can drop in an inappropriate Hitler reference.
Always appropriate.
I need a new lock on my diary. Just a nice little solid slam in there. I don't know, guys. I mean, there's just so much to digest here.
Yeah, I think it's weird because I looked up the song Fever. According to at least Wikipedia, if you want to believe it, it said it was released in 1956.
That makes sense to me. It's got an old style to it.
I know. I
but
mean, like, I'm not gonna
it's
sit there and be like,
yeah.
"Not writers, you messed up." Like, I'm not gonna say that.
Why?
I just thought it was interesting because I was like, I don't think Fever was from the 40s, and so I looked it up and I was like, nope.
So maybe this timeline isn't nearly as firm. We might see a cell phone or two in the future.
That'd be
Who knows?
so funny.
Or it was Lana originated it and they released it
in
later.
1956.
Album
fair.
pressings can take some time.
Hey man, it did, and I love that the fact that the Tunt family is a printing press. They're publishers.
Yes.
I thought that was cool because I was like, how did you make your okay,
makes
yeah, that
sense.
makes sense. Yeah.
Making that transition from railroad to, I don't actually, what would make sense? I guess that, I don't think it would be super far off for them to have a railroad fortune in this universe either.
I don't
so,
think no. I don't think that's far off.
I don't know.
Although, if you need access to the printing,
yeah,
I feel
that
like
makes
there'll
me-
be a newspaper arc somewhere in here.
Oh, I'm excited for that because that'll be interesting. Because I think Archer will be in the newspaper quite a bit for doing
Yes.
stupid things or things that he didn't do, and he's gonna be like,
Or there'll be a mystery with it. You gotta like decode the lettering and things.
yeah.
Well, he has a different interpretation of private, so he could could be in the papers quite a bit.
Bottle of frustration.
I think. All right, so I think are we ready for some
Yeah.
spooky theremin music,
Yes,
you guys?
please.
Bring it.
Oh man, yeah. Let's get into that prediction, you guys. Oh, thank God. Oh,
Your
Peter's soul
AfterBuzz
is
TV
complete.
prediction.
It has been a while.
it has been far too long since I heard that spooky theremin
Beautiful.
music. That just soothes my soul.
Heck yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say we can't have Cyril go full villain on this. He needs to be working undercover. My notoriously wrong predictions say that Cyril cannot be full evil and needs to be like working an angle. Then Archer is gonna get in there and he'll be like, "Yeah, Archer, you messed up." Ah! That's the extent of my writing capabilities. Archer, you messed up. But yeah, I don't know. I really want to see where that goes, you guys.
Predictions. I think Krieger is going to perform an amputation.
Yep.
I think that Pam is not as clean as she says she is.
Hell
Why
no.
were you there? I didn't know anything. I don't believe you. And Cheryl, Carol, Charlotte.
Oh my God.
I hope is the catalyst for every action, because when she was Charlene and the catalyst for a lot of action, it gave the whole show like a new life. Like her being the center of the tornado, it's fascinating. It's a lot of fun and it keeps everyone on their toes. So I would like to see that.
See, I think it's gonna be the opposite. I think Archer is gonna be the center of the tornado, clearly, but like it would be nice to see that. I also hope that since Pam is a little bit more butch in this season, which I'm totally fine with, because girl, you work in it. It would be nice to see her have to go undercover and have to dress up, and everyone's gonna be like, what? And then we'll get that Archer sex scene, and it'll be great. But yeah, I'm very I think that Lana and his relationship will get close, and then it will probably get to like the very end, and then I think Archer's gonna get shot again in his dreamland, and that's when he wakes up. I just don't know who's gonna do the shooting. I'm assuming it's gonna be the actress. But
Baby AJ, baby AJ,
it's baby AJ.
Oh Lord.
She's older now, so she can do it.
She doesn't exist in this universe yet, but I'm confident that the writers will put in the groundwork and make my weird
It'll
prediction
happen.
come true somehow.
It's gonna happen.
Guys, I'm so excited for this season, and I'm so excited to be back here with you guys.
Yes.
It's been really fantastic. So, guys, stay tuned. We're going to be doing this all season long. In the meantime, you can follow me on the Twitters at Greg Goodness, but you guys have some Twitters as well that you want to plug.
Yes. I'm Joelle Monique. You can find me all over the internet at Joelle Monique and every week at blackgirlnerds.com. Stay tuned. Just head over and check out the Riverdale after show if that's your jive. Wednesdays on the comic book circle online, where I do comic book exchange with the fellas. It's a lot of fun. And then Wednesday, Magicians. It's winding down and it's the best. It's just great.
That sounds awesome. My God, you're so busy.
I know.
So you can find me all over the interwebs at atorres890. I'm also going to be on an after show literally in like 5 minutes. I'm doing the Supernatural one. If you are keeping up with all 12 of those seasons, definitely catch me there. I'm doing Into the Badlands on Wednesdays with The 100 after that. Sense8 with this lady will be coming up in May. And then I'm also going to be working with another podcast company that's going to be coming up called Trend Punk, and I will keep you guys updated with that.
Ooh, fun.
It's so awesome, you guys. You guys are super busy.
We try.
Yeah. Here I am fiddling around on my iPad. Well, anyways, thanks again, guys.
Crazy.
We're super excited to be in Dreamland, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz
you later.
Perhaps.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.